Hello, everyone. Welcome to the live stream, this new format that I'm doing. I'm really excited about this. I literally don't have anything set up the way it should be, so this is going to be a lot of fun. But we have several guests, and this is called Open Bar. And we've got some fun people to come on and talk about fun things on the internet here. We're going to bring them up one at a time so everybody can have their moment, as we want to do. So first, we're going to bring up 3Dub.
Hi.
3Dub is here with a cat. I saw a cat hanging out in the background. What's your cat's name?
Juliet.
Okay. So yeah, the cat was there. So it's the cat featuring 3Dub. You should probably change your name to Juliet featuring 3Dub. So we have 3Dub here. How have you been? You been good?
Been good, yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome to the bar. Basically, like I said, this is going to be a new format. So we're going to go play it out as we go. We have Omega in the house.
Oh, but just as I'm about to grab some more chips.
You can eat chips. We're at a bar. Grab chips off the table. Grab some pretzels. Grab some peanuts.
I wish I had some.
Grab some ass. Whatever it is in front of you. Just
I can only grab my own ass, and there's not much back.
Right. It's a flat board. Is that what it is? Yes.
It's not a board. It's just I'm skinny.
Oh, okay. Got it. Listen. We also have Darren. Darren is here. What's going on?
Thank
Good
you
to see
for
you.
having me.
What am I drinking? Something that I can't talk about on YouTube. So it's a mixture of a fruit juice. Well, you've got yours in a can. I guess can you get in trouble for it on YouTube? I don't know if you can or not. I'm not sure.
It's just boring seltzer waters, flavored seltzer
okay.
water. So.
Mine is not boring. Mine's not at all. And it's a nice, tall cup here.
Okay.
And it's full. This is full. So who knows what the stream is going to be like by the time we get to the end of it. And if you would like for me to continue, you can just tip a super chat or something and say, hey, do like Twitch. That's kind of what I want it to be like. A lot of fun. So anyway, so Darren's here. Have you been? Been good?
I've been good. Thank you for having me again, man.
Yeah,
it's always a pleasure.
So we spread the love. And we're going to bring him up on camera here. We have Paigey in the building. Paigey is here. His PP pants locked and loaded, as usual.
Oh, sorry. That was from another stream. That was from another genre. Yeah.
What? Wait, hold on. What stream would you...
Okay, it's another website as well.
Oh, geez. We're not going to go there. We're not going to do that at all. So, anyway, welcome. We have some fun stuff planned for tonight. I'm trying to pull up the first topic here because, as we know, I was not prepared at all.
Well, yeah, you fucking sent the link. The stream had started, and I've got a link.
Yeah, because I went through and was sending a million links. I'm like, I missed some people, and then I didn't even. Some of the people that wanted to come on, I sent it over. I didn't hear anything back from them, so it's like, fuck it, let's do it. We're gonna do it live, as usual. So anyway, we have some pretty interesting top. I realized that I put George RR. I put 5 R's in his name in the title. I didn't know if I didn't mean to do it, but I'm gonna leave that like that. It's George R like a pirate. Martin. SLAMS toxic talk on the internet. So there's a quote. He did an interview, and there's this quote here. Let me present the quote on screen that has so many people talking about it. And but before we even talk about this, how many people are fans of George? Does anybody read his content? Or anything like that,
yeah, I got the whole Game of Thrones books, the ones that are available, and on my iPad over there. So yeah, I've actually been reading some of this stuff.
Okay, I have not read all the books. I know that people are waiting on it. How many years is the book late now? The one that he was supposed to be writing.
We ain't getting Words of Winter. We ain't getting it.
Yeah, this dude's gonna die before.
No, as soon as he was writing the backstory for Elden Ring, I'm like, we ain't getting the damn book.
If you're being, he's gonna die, and he's gonna go, oh well, I died. So, or someone else can write it, and you can blame them when it's shit, or something like that.
Wasn't there a thing where he was upset because someone finished his book with AI or something? Wasn't that a real? I remember hearing something about that.
That sounds familiar.
Apparently they just did an AI version of what the final book would be, and he basically sued the site and they had to take it down or something. I could be completely fucking wrong. Yeah, but I think they were presenting it like it was the completed story or something like that.
I think if they were selling it or something, then fair enough. But...
Yeah, I think they were. I think they were charging.
Oh, okay, well there you go.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was the case with that. So that was quite funny. But anyway, so he's made a comment here about culture online. It says toxicity is growing It used to be fun talking about our favorite books and films and having spirited debates with fans who saw things different. But it's no longer to say I did not like this book, this film, and here's why. People would rather talk about stuff they hate than the stuff they love and delight in dancing on the graves of anyone whose film has flopped. Do you think this is an accurate statement? Do you feel like this is the general vibe right now or no?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm reading it.
Yeah, I think he's 100%. Well, for the most part, I don't know about 100%, probably well around like 90%. But anyway, yeah, I think he's. Yeah, people talk about stuff that they hate more than the stuff that they like, and you see it everywhere.
I do think on social media, not in real life. In real life, it's not like that.
Oh yeah,
like
social media.
I actually have people in real life that don't like the same stuff that I like, and we joke about it and have fun. But online, it's a completely different environment.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I feel like.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
And I was about to say there was a certain someone that you're beefing with on Twitter, and I was like, I told you before. Like,
when you say you're talking about me, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I was like, I actually follow that dude for like a good maybe month and a half until I was like, this dude. Only thing this dude is complain about complain about bullshit all the time. No, unfollow, unsubscribe. I can't deal with this no more.
I actually decided in 2024 that I'm going to anybody that's doing something specifically to like rage click people for money, which on Twitter, if they've got a blue check mark and they say something dumb, chances are they're trying to make money off of it.
Oh my God. Yeah, you read my mind. Whenever I see like an opinion, like it's an opinion that it's also like a fucking stupid one. Like no one writes that and then clicks tweet, and like with the following, it's like because they've done it so people go, what do you call it? Quote tweet, and then they go, well, this dude's an idiot. It's like, thanks for the money.
Yeah,
thanks for the engagement.
I guess maybe it's real, maybe it's not real or whatever, but they're saying that Mr. Beast destroyed people's money on Twitter. Is that true? Like, did you hear about this?
I have no idea.
Well,
I don't follow that guy.
If you'll notice that a lot of people have stopped tweeting out the monetization thing because it was only good for the first month, and you know why? Because there was a backup. Like everyone's getting those massive like amounts, like $10,000.
Because it was like months and months of money.
They were backing up since revenue started. So for a lot of people, that was like 6 months. So they were getting 6 months worth of revenue.
Omega didn't pay his light bill.
No. I'm still here. Y'all don't trust me. Y'all don't want to see me dig it all in my nose.
He's naked.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so I don't mind calling people out when they say dumb shit where they're not trying to make money on it, but when they're specifically trying to do it to make money on Twitter, my new rule is I'm not gonna even fucking like do it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna like I might respond to them, but I'm not gonna retweet them and get them any more attention.
Yeah,
I'm not making money on it.
Yeah, if you genuinely don't like something, you want to express it. Okay, yeah, fine, cool. I may disagree, but whatever, who cares? But if you just liking something just because it's popular, just so you can get rage clicks, man, get out of here.
Does anybody have an example of something that they've noticed like this become more toxic, like on social media over the last couple of years?
Oh,
Dungeons and Dragons, the tabletop RPG. It's
really
system in general. Video. I forgot what it was, but just video games in general as a whole. Yes, there's been a ton of that stuff, especially. Oh god, the TV discourse has been.
Are you saying like something that like would normally was positive 5 years ago and is now?
Right. Yeah. Something that didn't have like. I mean, everything's got shitheads, right? All fandoms have shitheads, but which ones have become more like engage bait basically recently? Like what's become
the MCU has got really bad over the last 3 or so years. Yeah.
The Critical Role fan base it's been kind of going up and down. Now it's kind of going down. Because they're a bunch of weirdos.
I would say Star Trek. I think Star Trek. So Star Trek for me, up until about 2019, was a relatively like fun community, and then like as soon as Paramount started making new Star Trek shows, all of a sudden everyone was mad about it. Yeah.
Isn't the perfect example Star Wars?
Well, I think Star Wars has always had sort of a.
but wasn't it like that ridiculous hype, and then Last Jedi hit? Like that was 6 years ago, and then that's when it
maybe. But I do distinctly remember. I mean, this was prior to like all this internet shit, I guess. But I distinctly remember that people hated the prequels for the longest time, and then
but I don't think that was like a controversial thing because they were arse. So that was just like that's just shit movies.
Yeah.
I don't know. 3Dub, is any Smallville hate out there? Is anybody hating on Smallville now? I know that.
If they are, I don't see them. So
Screw Tom Welling. Get him out of here. No.
Yeah. Go ahead, Darren.
I just think there's a real lack of like nuance when it comes to talking about just like anything at all. Like again, like talk about the MCU. Like it feels like you either have to love everything about it or you have to hate everything about it. I feel like there's not a lot of conversations about like in the middle of talking about like, hey, there's things I liked and also there's things that did not work at all. The Echo show that just came out was, I think, prime example of that, of like a show that I actually really enjoyed, but I can also admit there's a lot that did not work in that show and needed to be fixed.
I think you were in the stream where Paige and I were talking about Echo, and we admitted there was some stuff that they didn't really do well at the end of the series, but the show wasn't. That doesn't mean the whole show was bad. You know what I mean? I would say for me, outside of that, I would admit that a lot of the discourse, in my opinion, started when it started kind of bleed over into my channel was with She-Hulk. Like when I made She-Hulk videos, I started getting a lot of negativity. Actually, I stopped reviewing it like outside of live streams because of the negativity surrounding She-Hulk. Now, Paige hated the show. You thought it was fucking awful,
shit,
didn't you? Yeah, so you hated it. But I love She-Hulk. I thought it was a great series. But the issue is, I never tried to convince Paige it was good.
No,
I thought it was all right. It was fine.
I did like it. I bought She-Hulk merch. I have She-Hulk t-shirts in the other room. Like, why would I buy merch for a show that I don't like? That doesn't make any sense.
Eric.
You didn't like it because you didn't get the humor. You said the humor wasn't.
No, I get humor. It just wasn't funny. It just was not funny. It was trying to. It was.
Do we want to talk about some of the Australian humor that you like?
Okay, go for it.
There's a certain character, comedian that did blackface. You remember that? You remember that? And you're like, oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, and it's hilarious.
It's funny as well.
No, I said that shit was inappropriate. Like, there's no way you would ever do that and get away with that. But apparently in Australia, they're down with that. It's all good, like for them in Australia.
Hashtag bring up the clip.
We're not bringing up the clip, even though it's on YouTube. Like it's still there. But if I play it, my video will definitely get demonetized. 100%.
You have to give credit. I think he made an anti-pedophilia song. So,
well, is he still big in Australia? By the way, is he?
Sorry.
Is he still big in Australia as a comedian?
No, he got cancelled, but then one of the the HBO Max equivalent down here put all his shows back on because Netflix took them all off. And I think he's filming another show, but I wonder
why. Yeah. So, but anyway, so I think when we're talking about humor, you're not like on the cusp of like progressive humor. So,
in terms of Australian humor, I like Auntie Donna. That's about it. They're hilarious.
I hate them. So
really, never mind.
I think they're lame. So.
What's that one show that I think it's called Kath and Kim. I think that's an Australia show.
Yeah, Kath and
that's
Kim.
Pretty funny. Australians do some pretty crazy shit when it comes to humor. I mean, I have to admit. So I guess She-Hulk wasn't good enough for you. It needed to be more edgy, apparently. Edgier.
No, just good.
I thought it was. I had fun with it. Look, I didn't expect it to get a second season though. Like that was when they said it wasn't getting a second season. I'm like, I'm not shocked that it wasn't getting a second season. You know what I mean?
I didn't even realize it set up a second season. Like I thought it just set up the characters to go elsewhere.
Well, that's what I mean. Like I didn't expect them to do anything more than like what it did, which is like introduce characters and introduce storylines. But yeah, I think the toxicity has gotten a little wild, and I'll admit, I think I started to notice the rise in it, not just with Star Wars, but like primarily seeing channels dedicated to that around like the Ghostbusters thing in 2016. You guys remember when that came out? And like there's I remember there's a couple of channels that pretty much grew off of that movie. Like they grew off of the hate for that movie.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was a bad movie, but
yeah, it wasn't a good movie.
What was the link though? What was what was the thing that connected Ghostbusters to now though? Like what was the thing that carried on?
Okay, so I will say this, that I believe the idea of movies being made with women in mind kind of started that sort of turn.
I just realized it would have been Star Wars. It would have been The Last Jedi.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like having Rey as the lead character, and all of that sort of started the beginning of that curve for a lot of the fans, because they associated, I guess in their mind, they associated like the quality of movies with women being involved with the movies, which I do believe that that's the mistake that they made, was like that idea that was the problem. Because once they've established that, they're not going to support anything that women do. So it's not going to be as successful because they've already put their feet in the sand. You know what I mean? Like how they feel about it. So to them, I don't think there's a lot that women can do to change their minds, at least not with modern movies. And to be fair, I don't think they need to change their minds, because we've seen successful stuff with women since then. But I think if you want, like, say for example, like the Ghostbusters movie or whatever, that movie not only was a bad movie, but they also did not connect it directly to the original Ghostbusters. So you had not only women coming in, but then they felt like it disrespected the original film by not including people. I don't know if that's I don't know. I like the new Ghostbuster stuff. Like Frozen Empire looks really good.
Oh yeah,
it's really fun. Yeah.
I think if they would have done that with that cast, if they would have just had if they would have had the original Ghostbusters included with the women coming in, I think they would have been okay with that. I think that's where they
more like a passing the torch to, like, this. Even with don't get me started on Star Wars, but even if it was like the old cast passing the torch to the new cast, and it was something set up like this, where it was actually a good script, a good plot, and all this, and good special effects, no one would have complained. But it was the movie was just bad, was just compounded.
Look, I'm not going to disagree with you. Like the issue that the confusing thing about that movie, and this is why a lot of times it does come down to the director. People don't understand how important directors are with movies. They're not so important with TV shows, but they're really important with movies. Is the director Paul had a bunch of really talented people, but still managed to make a shit movie. And that comes down, if you have a bunch of talented people and the movie is bad, that usually comes down to like writing and directing. Typically, because I don't think he did Bridesmaids, didn't he? Didn't he do Bridesmaids? Wasn't that one of the movies he did?
Yeah, he did Bridesmaids.
How do you make a movie like that that's so fun and then screw up Ghostbusters? I don't.
Because the Bridesmaid had archetypes for the characters, while Ghostbusters, they were all the same character.
Yeah, fair enough. So, but yeah, I think another thing is that people are now attacking George for his comments, which is proving his point. Like he's getting attacked on social media for saying that there's too much toxicity on social media. So
but I think the most important thing, and I know you might have mentioned it, but it obviously hasn't been a big point right now. If let's say it's DJ Eric is sitting in your room, no pants on, the usual, and you make a video, I love Star Wars, and then you made a video saying Star Wars is a piece of shit, what the fuck happened? Which one's going to get more views?
Oh, the one that you say is awful. Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Like that's the big thing, like negativity.
But that also has a lot to do with the way YouTube works. For example, when we were reviewing shows, when we were doing the Arrowverse every single week back in the day, YouTube sort of had an algorithm specifically for people that review TV shows. And there was a turning point for that. And you even mentioned this, and I think we talked about it. What kind of ruined that for us was all the clip channels. Because the clip channels came in and YouTube didn't know how to separate a clip channel from a review channel. It all sort of became the same thing. So YouTube stopped promoting review channels. That like around 2017
they
or
stopped
so.
Promoting. It was just that, like, even if you search, like if you type, let's say it was Gotham Knights. I know I use that, but Gotham Knights like 1/04. You type that in, it'll give you 74 million channels that have re-uploaded the trailer from TV Promos DB, still with the watermark down the bottom. So they've even tried to transform it a bit, and then there'd be someone's review like after like 70 results, and that was the same. Then that doesn't include then the clips that are uploaded, and the people won't. I'll upload like 10 different clips in the same episode, and then there's like 40 channels doing the same thing. So it just becomes completely saturated. So, and that happens now with like less and less and less and less people are doing movie trailer breakdowns. One, because of copyright, pain in the ass. But two, because all the channels are just re-upload them. Like back in the day, you'd go to IGN, Machinima if they uploaded it, and maybe like Joe Blow. They were like the only three that uploaded the trailers. And like there'd be like what's that one? Movie Clips, whatever it's called, Movie Clips or whatever. Those are like the channels that would upload them. But now it's like everyone uploads them. So people just stop trying to even get into that because there's no real algorithm.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. I feel like that YouTube understands that it benefits financially from outrage, so they don't want to change their system.
Well, that's why they don't
essentially
ban
what it is.
those channels. Like back in the day, they probably would have, or they would have demonetized them. But now,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, well, hold on.
YouTube, like 7, 8 years ago, these channels would have been gone. It's like they slowly rose up to the point where they are now, and I don't have an issue with the channels existing in concept. Like if people don't like something and want to talk about it, I'm absolutely okay with that. But they have found a way to monetize an AstroTurf Toxicity to the point where if you say you hate a movie for 8 months before the movie comes out, you're not going to change your opinion when you go and see the movie. So I think that's a pretty big red flag for me. We have a comment here from Lone Wolf. Team Airrick member for 39 months. Got a girlfriend to see The Boys. Homelander is her fave help. I mean, Homelander is a lot of people. Like, people love to hate Homelander. I mean, that's kind of the way it is.
He's a very charismatic character. So
and Anthony kills that role.
Yes.
Perfect. Yeah.
I don't know if that's is that good that he's such a good Homelander? I mean,
did he bash someone in Romania? So maybe
if he kills the role, he's doing his job because
that's true.
I don't think that show works without him. Like I think if he left, the show would kind of like fall apart. Unfortunately,
you know what?
It would be the finale episode.
It would be, yeah, 100%.
I mean, I think you could, but I don't think people would like stay and watch it. Like, I think that's what makes people come back.
Yeah, it's going to be like, we'll see with The Witcher. Because as soon as Henry Cavill's gone, I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, did you guys see that Matthew Vaughn made some comments about a Superman movie? I saw that the other day, that he wanted to do the Red Sun Superman with Henry Cavill. That would be the worst fucking idea ever. Ever. Basically, I'm not saying the Red Sun storyline is bad. I'm just saying I think it would be a bad live action movie with Henry Cavill.
You don't have to worry. In like 9 years, we'll get about 40,000 evil Superman movies. So Matthew Vaughn can do it. Then he doesn't have to get the rights.
They're basically just putting fuel on the fire for the toxic DCU fans.
Look, DCU fans would love to see Henry Cavill play like this Russian Superman. Yeah. They would love to see that 100%.
I'm gonna read. I don't think that's such a bad idea.
Well, the story's good. Like if you read the story in the comics, it is good. And there's I believe that I don't know when it came out. When did the animated version of that come out? Was it like 2017?
It sounds about right. I can't remember either.
Yeah, something like that.
That wasn't bad either. The issue I have with it is that he's only saying this because of the Argyle thing with Henry Cavill, because he's worked with them. He's like, oh, I just want to say a story that everybody, would love to see or whatever. Yeah. And get clicks off of, which is.
Well, I think to be fair, I think they asked him because he was constantly attached to direct Man of Steel 2. And he was also attached to that Superman movie back in the day.
But the fact that he was going to do Man of Steel 2 and his go-to story is Red Sun is pretty fucking.
Well, no, it wasn't. It wouldn't have been.
No, I mean just his mindset. Like if he thinks that Red Sun is like the story you would want to tell with Henry Cavill,
I think he was probably just going like, "What's Elseworlds? What's Elseworlds?
What's another story you could tell with Superman that hasn't been on the movie or TV screen yet?" So
yeah, I don't know. I don't think it would make a good live act. We've seen a lot of evil Superman. I want to see. This is why I'm so excited for Superman Legacy. I want to see a Superman who is out there being Superman. Like what I mean by that is he doesn't have to be down to earth. He doesn't have to like we get a little bit of the family dynamic with Tyler Hoechlin and Superman and Lois, and I love that. So I'd like to see something like that in the movie space where we get a Superman that actually is Superman.
Yeah.
There's 2 stories of Superman that I would like to see in live action, even like after the whole like David Cornsweet and stuff like that. I would like to see Superman 1,000,000 and Kingdom Come.
I would love Kingdom Come, especially after Brandon Routh wore that suit.
I'm not familiar with those.
But you know. Darren, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I just think that like we're slowly like kind of like retraining the audiences of like what Superman is with your Superman and Lois and also your My Adventures, because I think those 2 shows are kind of getting back to the core of what Superman is to a lot of people. Like there's 2 types of Superman when people think of Superman, and if depending on who you ask of what they think of Superman is, but I think those 2 things are kind of what I want them to move closer to, and I think it's what James Gunn is doing. Like everything every time he talks to Superman, that sounds like what he's going for. So I think that's pretty exciting.
So you don't know what Superman 1,000,000 is, Omega?
Yeah,
it's like an extremely powerful version of Superman.
He's basically the sun. He embodies the sun itself.
Yeah,
That's how powerful he is.
What were you gonna say, Paigey?
I can't remember. Oh no! The other day, I was hovering over the streaming service that My Adventures with Superman was on. I saw it, and I was like, oh, I haven't watched this thing, and I won't watch it anymore. And I didn't watch it. I just skipped past it. I was going to. I was like, I can't. I look at it, and I'm like, nah, I don't think I can get it. I've seen clips, but I just can't get into My Adventures with Superman. No,
I thought that was really good. I enjoyed that series. It's a very different take.
You
on
just
Superman.
admitted to liking She-Hulk, so I don't know where that's meant to be like this big.
I mean, then that means you should watch it because my comment
Is it with George Reeves? Is that the one?
The cartoon, My Adventures with
Superman. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Eric was
last
talking
year
about the Dan Kane one that he really likes.
I can guarantee that both Darren and 3Dub would agree with me that it's a good series. So
Oh, it's so good. Yeah.
yeah. So
I think it has a problem with like villains. Like it has
I'm
a
using
really
peer
bad villain
pressure as a
problem.
weapon.
I saw Deathstroke and he looked like a.
Yeah, the villains are kind of rough.
Well, it's because well, look, I'm not defending it, but I will say that
Yeah.
the villains, like, and when it comes to the villain stuff, because I don't think it's great either. But the villains of like by the end of the first season, they start to make more sense. But it's like in the beginning, it's very weird.
And Superman's changing into Superman is kind of like Danny Phantom, where he's like going ghost, basically.
It's a very like almost like it's. When you think of updated, it's like updated in like the most purest sense of the word. Like it feels like they just took Superman and said, okay, we're going to deconstruct like the mythos and rebuild that with the same vibe of what Superman is. So it's like a deconstructed story that gives us the same Superman. If that makes any sense to me anyway. But so by the way, jumping into something completely unrelated, here. If you are a fan of TikTok, Universal Music has officially removed the artist catalog from TikTok. All videos with those songs are muted.
I'm here for it, Eric. I'm here for it. I can't fucking cop Ice Spice and she's gone. So I can't.
You don't like Spice. You think you're the shit fart? You don't like that?
No,
song?
what? You're not. No, isn't that you think you think you're the shit? You're not even the fart. Like that's such a stupid lyric.
That's
like that deserves not being able to make music again.
That's a #1 record. What are you talking about?
It wouldn't surprise me, Eric.
That explains why like 90% of my videos went muted.
I want to have a look who's topping the charts at the moment.
I want to say this right now. This is the biggest fucking L for a service that uses music so much. Well, like TikTok is probably they have just ruined a vast majority of their business by doing this.
I saw an example because it's not even just like people like Ice Spice. Like there's a channel on there, I can't remember her name, but she does vintage videos or something. Like she looks like she styles the videos and she dresses like she's from the 80s, early 90s and stuff. And she does it with music. All the music is universal because that's all the big artists are attached there. So she's using like all these big 80s and 90s like groups.
And a lot of that was Universal, right?
And all like I think it's like 80 to 90% of her videos are just muted now. And it's actually really awkward. It's her like
if anybody that doesn't understand how this is a big issue. So first of all, if you are a creator that has viral videos, unless you downloaded them, there's no audio on them now. So if no one copied them or ripped them from TikTok, they're gone.
Yeah,
you can't.
But you know what's going to lead to? It's going to people doing like remixes and stuff, and like where it sounds like it, but it's like a slight remix, or it's like high pitched or low pitched.
But I will also say though that this was the one thing that TikTok had that a lot of other streaming services didn't, like Twitch and YouTube or whatever, where you could use someone's music and not get in trouble. So there's a lot of DJs that were on TikTok that were able to play pretty much anything they want because all these companies owned so much music. Now completely gone. And this is going to hurt their market share because as a company, people are going to start looking at this and going, okay, so you make so much money off of us and you can't even negotiate to use the catalog of all of these songs that you have on your service?
Well, I've always wondered how TikTok makes a lot of that. Like they can't make that much money. I mean, like, even the creative fund they do, they only do it, I think, in America and England or something like that. Like, I know it's not in Australia.
You've never seen the vast amount of ads you get on TikTok?
I don't get them that much. I get the ones that like
Every
maybe pop up
third
at the bottom.
scroll, I get an ad if I'm
Yeah,
on
pretty
TikTok.
Yeah, I'm an expert scroller though, so I just think it's like some stupid video I don't want to watch. So maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, fair enough.
Look, anybody here like avid TikTok user? This is the reason why I stayed away from TikTok.
Yeah,
as a
your
creator,
brother and my mom got me into that.
because I don't mind watching it, but I always felt like there was the chance that tomorrow TikTok could go away. Like I always felt like that was the case.
As soon as I joined.
My current TikTok thing is I keep seeing this British guy who keeps doing like crazy top fives.
Hmm.
Yeah, I won't mention it.
The only person I know that in our space that does a lot of TikTok stuff is Chainsaw. I think Chainsaw is pretty big with his with his TikToks. So I wonder if he used music, because I know he's a music guy. He does music reactions for like rock bands and stuff like that. So I mean, this isn't great. Look, this is just not good. This is a massive L for
I
TikTok.
do intros, so like 90% of my what I uploaded went muted. I'm like, what the fuck?
That's another thing, is that TikTok in a lot of ways, like there's actual, like if I go on to download music, I have a few DJ services I use. If I go on to download music, there's a tab that says trending music, right? Like stuff that's in there. Almost every song in the top 10 was a song that went viral on TikTok.
There's heaps. Like I remember those. Yeah, like
It wasn't going to be discovered anymore. Like,
Yeah.
there's going to be no like sleeper hits anymore. It's all going to be whoever they want to push out now. I guess
it's not necessarily about getting discovered. It's about the people that got discovered, but they're still making. I like to call it TikTok music, where it's got like a 30-second, 40-second bit of the song, but the rest of the song is like nothing like it. Like
Right. You
like,
get the bulk of the song in 30 seconds. Like you get the verse and the chorus all in 30
The one
seconds.
I remember specifically, Carly Rae Jepsen did a song. I think it's the bridge of the song. It sounds nothing like the rest because it is the bridge, so it sounds a bit different. But it's like a complete 180 from the rest of the song. So everyone goes to listen to the song.
People
based
like
on TikTok,
Charlie
it's completely
XCX and Chloe and Haley and like Vanessa Monet. There's just so many, or Victoria Monet. There's just so many artists that I know their songs are big because they were on TikTok.
Yeah.
And
who was the other one that got?
I mean, Ice Spice kind of got big.
Well, Ice
Got
Spice
big from
is
TikTok.
literally a TikTok artist. So like that's why. And there's another one I can't remember her name.
That's why.
She's
That's
in, like,
why
the
I think
vein
her
of Ice
song
Spice.
"You think you're the shit, but you're just a fart." I think that's a great record, and I actually think that TikTok would have blew that up. That would have been a big record.
See, they should have used that on the She-Hulk soundtrack because it would have been very fitting.
But look, here's the thing, Paigey, though, that record, that title was a viral record. That record was never meant to be like a radio record. You think you're the shit, but you're just a fart. That's a viral TikTok record.
She doesn't even have an album. It's an EP, wasn't it? She doesn't even have a proper album.
But that's what I mean, though. Like songs
what I
like
mean,
that
like,
were
yeah.
made for trendability, and TikTok took that away. So Cody says AI protection is a big part of that. What do you guys think about that? About the whole music thing with
Isn't it? It's money. It's just money, though, isn't it? Like, it's
yeah,
just
but I
TikTok
think no, but I think it has to do with renegotiating around like protections for AI.
Yeah, there was something about like Taylor Swift or something protection of fake stuff.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Like I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, that was a weird thing. The whole Taylor Swift AI. Yeah, I'm just surprised. Like, why does it? As soon as they found out that they were making AI porn of her, that's when they all stopped
he said
and
it.
started looking at it. I'm like,
Just don't keep saying it. You can say it.
oh
when you
my
don't
bad.
keep saying it.
No, because I've been seeing this stuff for a long time, for months ahead of time.
Look,
it's like
look,
when they have Taylor Swift.
I'm going to use the word prawn. We're going to use the internet term, the PRON, prawn.
Prawns.
And Omega knows this for a fact because his ass is on DeviantArt all the time.
Mm-hmm.
There have always been fanfic, like if somebody is a celebrity, there is something floating around out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
However,
drawn or rendered or whatever, there's always celebrity lookalikes being
true. But deep fakes are bad now because they can make it look so real.
Yeah.
If you know what to look at for,
Like, I mean,
for your average person, they're probably not going to tell. Like, just
no, because who's making average deepfakes? Like who's making deepfakes of their neighbor? They're going to put it on the internet and like
a fucking freak. That's who's doing it.
A few weirdos.
But they would,
my neighbor Frank.
I am not saying that it is good. I am saying,
no, absolutely not.
I'm saying that if somebody makes something for themselves that they just keep at home and doesn't get on the internet, no one's going to know about it. But if you're a celebrity like Taylor Swift or Ariana Grande or any of these other big celebrities, and somebody makes this and puts it out there, it does affect you. It does affect your business in a big way. And so, because I can't tell you how many people I see sharing fake ass movie posters. Like when I go on Facebook and I see like, you know, Dodgeball 4 coming Christmas of 2025, and I'm like, and they're like, I can't wait to see this.
Once
And I'm
a
like,
day,
what are you?
once a day, I have at least one Facebook friend that's posting a new movie poster. Just earlier in the day, they had like a live action Nightmare Before Christmas, and I was like, "This isn't real. Like, stop falling for this stuff."
And it comes from a page like America's Whole Wheat Company or something. I'm like, look at the page it came from. It's not even a real fucking page. Yeah. Facebook is the worst, and it's where I see it the most. I see it the most on Facebook. Like, Pagey doesn't even go on Facebook anymore. But
it's just stupid. It's just you talk about ads. That's ads. That has heaps of ads.
But at least it's on the side of the screen. It's not in
one way you could always tell if it's AI is look at the hands. If the hands are like some wheel.
I don't even need to look at that. I can see something and be like, that's obviously a fake poster. Like even before the days of AI.
Or look at
like
before the AI. Yeah, never mind. But
your favorite. I know Eric got fooled once into believing that one movie was real.
What? Which
it was the Ryan Gosling Martin Luther King movie. You were like,
that totally was real. I totally believe that.
You bought it. You were like, when's the trailer?
Yeah. So do we agree or disagree with this statement that AI should be banned? Do we agree or disagree with this?
AI's been around for ages though. Like you can argue that like
I mean, the algorithms for the websites use are technically AI.
Yeah, like I think it's more. I think AI should be.
It's like you got to be a bit more specific on what you want to ban.
I think here's my take, and you guys,
as much as I hate it,
disagree with me on this, but I think they just need more ethical uses of AI.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
I would actually watch that. Tom Hanks's Tupac. I think that could go on.
That'd be hilarious.
It's kind of like a power that you have to use it responsibly. Like for
there we go. There's that quote. With great power also comes.
Because even with me, it's like I use a lot of the program I use a lot of like real 3D artists to kind of say like, oh, this isn't real 3D. Learn how to model your own stuff. But and I kind of just see AI as another tool. I don't respect it at all. So like if you just like say, okay, I want Taylor Swift, size D breasts, huge ass.
I mean, if you do a jailbroken AI, you can get it to do that.
You're reciting this as if it's from experience.
Covered in slime or whatever. And if you type that in and then you put it out there, I made this. No, you didn't make it. I don't respect AI, but I don't think it's a bad thing.
Let me explain what I mean by ethical AI, right? So I think, Paige, I see what you see. We're going to talk about it in just a second. We're going to talk about it in just a second. Let me finish my thought on this first. So when it comes to AI, I think if a outlet decides they want to use AI, they should get consent from the people's art. Like say, for example, if Jim Lee said, hey, Bing wants to use my artwork to train their AI. So I'm going to settle with them on an amount of money for a percentage of my artwork to train that AI, and then people can use it for whatever they want. And it puts a little like watermark on it or something like that. I think that's a fair way to do AI.
Yeah.
Because you can pay these.
Yeah, Chad's wilding.
You can, I know. So you can remove watermarks on a lot of art. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. You can do it, but I would not condone doing it because there's watermarks there for a reason. But if they at least go through the effort of actually agreeing to do that and put the watermark on it for people to download, I feel like that's fair. But right now, like for example, the fake Pixar movies where they can do like basically adult content, make it like Pixar.
I forgot those existed. I forgot those Pixar AI ones, and then someone went Adolf.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is why Disney went after them. They're like, you can't.
Yeah, Disney. Hey, whoa, calm down on that.
Yes. So I think there's an ethical way to use AI. The problem is that there is no AI's. The ability for AI to advance is happening faster than the legal system can keep up with it. So that's kind of where we're at. It's gonna have to reach a point where it's at a moment where it's taking a long time to advance before people can start like going in on it. But I can tell you right now, say for example, you wanted to see, I don't know, Lion King 4, and you want it to be a violent like ninja movie. You could type in your AI, make me a 2-hour movie called Lion King 4 with all this in it. and then it just makes it for you and you sit and watch it at home. And I think that's the issue, is that companies are worried that consumers will have access to that. And look, it's not hard to believe people are already doing AI short films now. So it wouldn't be a far stretch to go that at some point they could do something along those lines. Anyway,
they're terrible and I don't respect them, but
we're going to read Martin's comment here, and then we're going to explain why this is funny and disturbing at the same time. But Martin here with the $20 super chat says, "Sup guys, this morning I decided to watch a movie Paige mentioned back during the COVID Snyder Cut Hartley Sawyer after party streams. It was not great. The movie was called Snowtown. 2 hours of my life I'm never getting back." Wow. The movie's on YouTube. The movie is on YouTube. Okay. You can watch it. That's where I watched that. I would suggest never to watch this fucking movie. Never. Everything you need to know about this movie is on the wiki. Look up Snowtown Murders on the wiki, like a Wikipedia page or whatever, and read that. Don't watch this movie. I've had too much to drink. I'm having a hard time like even keeping through. But anyway, read it on Wikipedia.
I'm just trying to remember, in the Snowtown movie, did they have the bit where the guy put the sparkle in the guy's penis and then lit it up and then it let it go down? Or is that not in the movie? Because it happened in real life, but I can't remember if that happened in the movie.
A lot of stuff happens in that movie. I don't remember if that was one of them, though.
Yeah, so do you know what a sparkler is?
We know. We get it.
Urethra, lighter.
We get it.
Wait.
Ow.
Where would he
put the guy in real life? Probably not something to laugh about because the guy is dead anyway. So
Daganier says it's got an 83%. Is that bad? It's not a bad made movie.
No, it's very, very well made movie, but fucked up.
Yes, it is the contents of the movie, not the quality of the movie. Like, the reason why I would suggest not to watch it is because it is so realistic.
It's like fully real.
Well, I know what I'm doing tomorrow morning.
Oh no! Look, see what we've done.
To be honest,
I went to styleproject.com.
Look, South Texas Shark. Fuck it, I'm watching it. So like.
Dude, you're talking to someone who went to Style Project back in the early 2000s. I find the Human Centipede hilarious.
Oh no, they're bringing that up. That's not any better. It's not any better.
Oh, I know what I'm doing.
My gosh, look, it's becoming a thing.
Oh, a Serbian film. Oh yeah, is it a Serbian film's levels of messed up or
no.
Don't even bring up any titles of those movies. So okay, so completely unrelated to the Snowtown Murders, we're going to watch the trailer for Megamind 2, and then we're going to talk about this because I have not seen it, but people are saying it's bad.
Yeah,
is it bad?
The second one.
It's pretty bad. I mean, I kind of knew what to expect kind of going in. Like, I've watched a lot of those like TV shows based on DreamWorks movies in the past, and they're all usually pretty bad.
Yeah.
So,
okay, so this is a movie that's apparently coming out. Is it both Peacock and theaters?
Yeah. I don't think it's theaters, no.
Okay, so it's just Peacock. And 3 Dubs freaked me out when he said that. Say it again for everybody here.
Will Ferrell doesn't voice Megamind.
Once you see this trailer, I think you'll know why.
Okay.
Will Ferrell says no.
Here we go. It's a hopefully it's not is it a 2-minute trailer? Or is that just the link on Joe Blow?
It was pretty long. It's like a Joanna movie, so
all right, so we're not gonna stop it a lot like I normally like to stop and talk about it. We're just gonna kind of let it go through, and unless something really fucked up happens and I'm like, I gotta talk about it. Let's try this.
Hello, loyal viewers. For those who are just joining us, that's me, Megamind, master of all villainy.
Okay, so who's doing the voice? I guess I wasn't going to stop it, but who's voicing Megamind? Do we know? Is it a popular actor or no?
I don't think
it sounds like John Mulaney.
I was going to say, yeah, it sounds like they're trying to do their best Will Ferrell impersonation. Yeah. So, by the way, is it ethical to try and copy another actor's voice?
No, they do sound alike all the time.
Oh, no.
Jeff Bennett, it looks like.
I don't know who that is.
Me neither.
Okay, here we go.
Until I realized my destiny was to be a superhero.
Megamind is back.
I'm kind of a big deal.
And you're welcome.
You're all so lucky to have me as your hero. Wow.
You were threatening the city a few days ago. Now you're defending it. I want to be
Okay, I know. Stop it. Does this artwork look bad to anybody else?
No,
I mean, it looks really low res, like compared
Looks
to
like
the original.
Jimmy Neutron.
very low budget. Yeah.
It looks 420p.
Holy shit! Let me see. Is it because I've got the
Is
resolution?
Eric
low?
have it in 420? No, it's not.
720.
I don't, but it's still. I mean, it shouldn't look.
Yeah.
that
No,
way,
it looks
but-
very cheap.
All right.
Crime fighter, just like you.
You're adorable in a pushy sort of way. Here's a souvenir. It's either a paperweight or a flash grenade, so careful with that.
From DreamWorks Animation,
The Doom Syndicate. I despise them more than button-down collars.
Okay. Megamind. Is that any way to welcome your old crew?
You still think I'm a villain?
Let's have a good old-fashioned crime spree.
Oh
Or
God!
let's have
This
some fun before jumping into evil business. Charades, anyone?
No!
act like a villain,
Until
Oh my God! I mean,
Yeah, it looks like a TV, like a CGI
A
kid show, like on TV, like on Nickelodeon or.
what was
Cartoon
that show from the late '90s, early 2000s that had really bad AI art? I'm trying to think of the name of it.
AI art,
Yeah, it was like not AI art, but Pixar
CG.
style, like 3D art. Hold on.
CGI.
It's Jimmy Neutron,
No. It was, I'm old. It was before that. So
not Cat Dog.
no.
I don't know. There was Reboot.
Reboot. That's
Oh.
it. That's it. That's it. That's the one.
Reboot
That's
was
the-
all right. That was a pretty good show. It was, yeah. Of course, if we look at it now, it looks god awful. But
Yeah,
for
but I
its
mean,
time,
this
it was
this is
fine.
giving me like that level, but modern. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
there is no. How to even put this? Like the ground, there's no. Everything looks flat.
Yeah,
and
and
straight,
there's no one in the background.
There's no
It's
depth
plain.
to anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this looks like a TV show.
I can
budget.
stop them. We must keep up evil appearances.
That's pretty devious.
think like a hero,
Those bystanders are about to get squished! It does not look good for them. Oh, right, I'm a hero now. Time to kick some Doom Syndicate booty. Oh, guess it was a flash grenade.
Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate.
All right, that's enough. We don't need any more of that. So, okay, now I see why
Yeah.
Will Ferrell wasn't attached to it.
Yeah, he's like, screw this. This is like.
oh
straight
my
to
God,
DVD.
it looks so bad to me. And,
Yeah.
and look, I don't think kids watching it are going to notice a difference. They're going to them, it's going to be fine. But I liked the original movie
Yeah.
because I felt like it was a bit more like for the whole family. This looks like they put nothing into this.
Confession. Never seen it. Never seen the.
Oh, you
first
never
one.
saw
I haven't
it?
seen the first one either.
I think it's way above its time. Like, I think if it came out now, it would be a massive hit.
Yeah, I think it was like I don't know when it came out, but I think I like it passed.
Cody
Oh, there we
says
go,
KG
perfect.
honestly needs to branch out and watch animation.
I've sort of stated why. I just find it hard to connect to characters when they're like. I watch some. Like I like. I mean, I watched like Spirited Away again like 2 weeks ago. Like
Mhm.
I like that time. I mean,
You don't like the Flash Paradox?
I watched the. Yeah, it's just like it's more like animated series, like the TV shows. That's like movies I'm fine with, but TV shows I struggle with it.
My question for Paige is, does he like anime?
No, I fucking hate it.
The anime that's out now, I don't blame you not one bit because I don't like it either. And I'm an old weeb, so yeah.
One of my
I like
mates
the
is really
graphics.
into it, but he's always like, "Oh, watch this." I'm like, "Nah, can't be bothered." And
There's
there was
always
this
some
one,
high
like,
school kid and some magic power, and he's in high school. Oh God! I
Wait,
don't
it's
like
Dragon
that.
Ball Z because I watched that when I was like 8.
That's
but-
well, the
Yeah.
newer one isn't bad. The new one isn't that bad. It's like there's a little period in the middle where it's not great, but then it got better recently. So
Yeah, I
Dragon Ball
tapped out.
Super?
I tapped out at the Boo saga. I was like,
Wait.
yeah, I'm done.
Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, is that a real show?
Yeah. Netflix
my
has
God.
done a lot of these like same type of shows.
Oh,
I'm
Where
trying to
they're
remember what it
like-
looks like.
Very cheap, madely like
I
shows
was going to
based on their
say, is that the
movies.
Netflix one? I've seen it like
Yeah.
pop up in the recommended.
Yeah, I
and
remember.
it's
Yeah, I
like-
remember seeing like a trailer.
Yeah,
It
for
for
looks
kids,
like
yeah.
what's that thing called with the dogs? Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol.
Hmm.
It looks like that animation.
All right, so the next thing we want to talk about, actually, we got a couple super chats. Let's do that first. Lone Wolf says $5 super chat. The only thing I've heard positive about AI is when artists are budgeting for a music video or an album artwork to cut corners because they don't have the budget. So again, I don't have an issue with AI as a tool. I have an issue with the way they go about like stealing from artists to make the AI work.
Yeah, wasn't there one like AI system that was aggregating all of their artwork from DeviantArt, and they were saying like, "Oh no, we don't steal anyone's artwork," but they actually someone leaked out their entire database of all these artists they stole from.
I have actually seen artists pull up an AI photo and then put their the pieces of art next to it that made the AI photo. Like, it's literally just the way it functions. And again, if the artists are getting paid to negotiate for their art to be fed into an AI system, I don't have a problem with it. It's just right now that's such a gray area.
Yeah, that, even with James Earl Jones, he pretty much, being that he's retired, he's done. I think Disney paid him basically to use his voice as AI for any up-and-coming Star Wars movie. So if they wanted to have Darth Vader in it, they could use his original voice as AI.
Yeah. And I suspect a lot of older actors are going to do that as a nest egg for their families because they can negotiate that for life. And that way,
especially if they play such an iconic thing which keeps being used,
right? Because they can be very, very specific. He could have, like with him, he could say, "You can use my voice for this one character and this one character only, and that's it for the rest of the time." You know what I mean? And then that money will go to his family. I'm okay with that. I don't have an issue because that was him consenting. It would be completely different if they were just using his voice and there was no money involved with it.
Yeah, they just stole it out of nowhere. So, are you going to pay him or their estate? Nope. Okay, this is
like how they scanned the entire background of WandaVision and then used them again.
For what?
They actually used them for a TV show that I don't know. But
wait, another show used that background without
they used the extras for something else.
Oh my god! No, that's not. That's not okay.
They basically scanned the entire background.
Yeah, no, it's not good. So Jordan here says the most disturbing movie I've ever seen is Tusk. Like that's another movie that I would.
Tusk is pretty tame.
No, that movie is fucked up.
No, it's pretty tame in comparison to
that movie. Is disgusting. The third act is fucking gross.
I mean, the period munching scene in Saltburn I thought was worse than Tusk.
Excuse me?
No one's watched that. Okay. Well.
Yes, I have. I've seen it.
Wait, you know what I'm talking about?
I know.
Okay, well, the movie's been out for a while. Anyway, this guy performs oral on a girl that's having a heavy flow.
Yes.
And then proceeds to kiss her with said heavy flow.
Daddy hates the metal. Oh, we're hating the metal.
I think they call it the vampire scene, but I don't know.
Oh,
I don't even think a vampire would do that.
So like, there's nothing wrong with people that want to do it. I don't want to like.
Eric, don't try and glorify it.
I'm not. You're the one talking about it. How am I glorifying it?
I'm saying it was fucked up.
I have an issue with seeing a lot of blood.
Look, he doesn't kink shame. All right, it's not for him.
Like this is what I said. Like people complain with me about the boys when I'm like, I don't like a lot of blood in general. So stuff like that would gross me out seeing it on screen. So it looks to me like Jimmy Neutron.
So you don't like blood, but did that gross you out?
All blood on movies and TV shows gross me out pretty much.
So did that scene gross you out?
I just answered your question.
I wasn't listening. I thought you were talking nonsense.
No, I said all blood in movies.
Yeah,
that grossed me out. And did that scene have blood in it? Check mark. Yes, then it grosses you out. That's what I said.
I thought it might have made you like very grossed out. Like, ooh.
No, like I could take a little bit, but that's what I said. Like boys, I don't know if boys would work without the blood and violence. Like I feel like it has to be there. But
yeah, because the comics was that way.
But to be fair, boys' blood looks like fake. If that makes sense. Like it looks fake. Like that's not something.
Well, look, like in cartoons, like Invincible, for example, that I get a little squeamish in moments, but it doesn't bother me like it does in like live.
Like the one that actually made me go, "Ugh, that's disgusting." Was actually Walking Dead when Glenn gets his head and his eye pops out. I've never seen that.
Yeah,
But that would actually happen. All the pressure in someone's head.
Oh no,
It would
like
make
it's very realistic, but that's what makes it worse.
But that made it gross. But then I could watch something else. Where
That's
it's
why
like-
I can't watch the Saw movies. I've watched Saw 1 and that was it.
When it's
That
really
was
realistic,
it.
even me, I'm like kind of like, ugh. But if it's like comical almost to the point like Mortal Kombat, like they say, oh, this looks so realistic. No, this is comical.
Like
You
a
know
good
what body's
example
gonna act
is
when it gets hit.
in this past season, the boys when they did or not the boys, the Gen V series where they did the puppet battle. If that would have been real, I would have probably vomited. Like that's how bad it was. Like that was bad.
Okay, yeah, that's a bit much. But no, it was a puppet.
So Daddy Hates the Metal here says that it looks 2D like Jimmy Neutron, like a TV cartoon. He's talking about the Megamind movie, obviously. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, it
with that.
doesn't look good.
All right, so we got 2 comments here about the same thing. We're gonna one super chat, 1 comment. So Daddy Hates the Metal, $2 super chat. Anyone watching the Avatar live action show? Thank you.
I'm a huge Avatar
I'm
fan.
gonna watch it. Absolutely, 100%.
I'm very
I'm
excited.
gonna watch it. Okay.
They are already like, for example, they're doing Aang. As soon as he said Aang, I'm like, I'm sold. And then I watched the trailer with the bending. I'm like, I'm in.
By the way,
Benny looks good.
Darren says he's never seen the movie, right? You never saw the Avatar
No,
movie?
I haven't either.
I think I might finally just do it.
I saw that
because I
one
am just
scene.
so curious.
I did see that.
Paigey doesn't like animation, so he doesn't care. He's not watching.
Well, no,
it.
I just watched Avatar when I was young, but not all of it. Like maybe like a season or something when it was on, like when it was airing on Nickelodeon. You'd watch.
I still.
God,
watch
how
those
good
movies.
was like TV back then? Your Nickelodeon,
Oh, yeah.
Cow and
I still-
Chicken.
Dude,
Fire
I
Up
still
Above
watch
Moon.
those shows now.
Well, there was they made good shit because they had to sell it to advertisers.
What was
That's
it?
why. Back in the
What was
now
the
it's
Cow and
like
Chicken?
they can put whatever the fuck they want out because people are subscribed to the services.
Mhm.
What was the Cow and Mama had a chicken.
Yeah,
Mom had a
Chicken.
cow.
Dad was proud.
Something, didn't care how. What a song.
So,
Cow and
but
Chicken.
then we have Cody swooping in here saying, "Can we talk about how much Avatar is going to suck ass?"
What?
So-
And
Honestly,
here's
Eric,
the other side.
I'm going to be completely honest. From a person looking from the outside in and then seeing what they're changing for the show and how people are reacting, like, is this going to be a show that we're just talking about the George R. R. Martin stuff? It might not be to that level where people are just hating for the sake of it. But it was my thing I brought up the other day when I was talking to Eric is like, when you adapt something that's already a show, but it's animated into live action and you're pretty much just doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Is there a point? Because are there more negatives to take than positives? Like, what are you going to add to it where people go, that was 100% worth making into live action? If they made it into a movie, if they just redid a movie, it'd actually make more sense, but they're doing it in the exact same format. So it's almost like doing Batman, the animated series, and then just making it live action. So is there a point? The show's already good as it is. Like, everyone loves the show. So what's the point of doing it in live action? Like, and it's we all know it's money, but it's like, is it worth it if you're gonna bring negativity to the product?
Yeah,
I would use the example of One Piece. The live action really.
I think that's a bit
really
different, though. I think that's a bit different, though, because that was Japanese dubbed. Like, that's like if they decided to do maybe like, and it was condensed as well. While with Avatar, if anything, they're stretching it,
right?
And it was already developed for English.
Perfect.
Like, it's all like everyone's watched this. So I think, I don't know. There's probably an example out there. And there might be, I don't know, probably Netflix did. I'm not too sure. There probably is. Maybe, I don't know. I was going to say.
Ben 10?
Did Ben 10 go live action?
Yeah, Ben 10 got live action.
They were bad.
Were they shows or movies?
Wait, what was Ben
Movie.
10 live action on? I don't remember that.
Probably cut it out, or whatever.
Movies like 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Oh, they were movies. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, using the kid from Smallville who was also from Teen Wolf. You know, he played the Hellhound.
Yeah, they were pretty bad, but I guess okay for like when it came out. Like by now standards, it's terrible. But
I don't.
I'm just trying to think if there's actually an example of them doing something like they've done with Avatar, where it was an English show, and they just made it into a live action show.
I
I
don't
can't think
know.
of anything. Might be the
Fairly
first.
Odd Parents.
We don't have much longer to wait,
they were
though. I mean, the end of
terrible.
this month, basically. So
Fairly Odd Parents was a good one. I mean, not a good one, but a good example for
Oh,
a,
yeah, I heard that was
animation.
terrible.
Yeah, it was. It was.
yeah. So Dagoneers here says
Wait,
there's
had
a
R.
reason-
Kelly in it?
Maybe R. Kelly was in a lot of stuff. You gotta
Was
remember
R.
up until
Kelly in it? That's
up
not good.
until like the
Wasn't-
last decade, nobody really questioned anything.
Wait, is it the same one?
I
that Greg
questioned
Elvis?
it.
He did weird shit as well.
I mean, I
Yeah,
knew some shit was
first.
going wrong when the Aaliyah stuff went down. but
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
like years and years and years ago.
She was 14 when they married.
Yeah,
And none of y'all said anything about that?
yeah.
No, but I don't get it. See, that's when you listen to that white boy music. I was like, no, this dude's a pedo. I was saying this back in like 2007.
Okay,
So you were ahead of the game. So
I was
But
saying this
again-
dude was a back then.
but are we still admitting that Ignition goes off? But we can still say
look.
that
R. Kelly has a bunch of iconic music, but he's also awful. He's also an awful person.
Hold on. Did he do that song with Puff Daddy as well?
Oh, I don't know if he did anything with Puff Daddy.
Is that the
to be
same song
honest.
or is that a different song?
It might be somebody else. I don't.
Because
Did
that
he
was the
do
worst
like
thing
I Believe I Can Fly? Was that
Yes,
what
that was his song.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dang it.
Yeah.
ever. Space Jam. If you want to watch Space Jam.
And if you really want to deep dive and have your feelings hurt, go and look at all the music he's written over the
Piss on
years,
you.
because a
Yes,
lot
I
of
do.
artists that
Wanna
he
pee
sings his
on
music
you.
that so.
It's on you. It's on you. No, you
Look, let me just go into like this whole space here. All right, so like I've worked with a lot of different venues, and years ago, probably I would say maybe 2016, 2017, I did a venue where they had go-go dancers, right? They had like women and men go-go
What, in the
dancers.
cage?
Not really. It was more like they would go around and sell Jello shots and dance and stuff. It was like a sales thing or whatever, but they got to pick the music they wanted to like dance to, right? All like every single dancer, every single man that was dancing picked the worst fucking people to dance to. It was like Chris Brown, R. Kelly, fucking like every person that's ever done some fucked up shit, that was the artist they were performing. And every time they turned in their music, I'm like, why are you doing? But then people didn't give a fuck. Like in the audience, they're still tipping. I'm like, it's no issue. They're singing along with Ignition. They're singing along with Bump and Grind. I'm like, what?
Oh, that's the song I was trying to think of. Bump and Grind. Yeah.
So I mean, like that's the thing, is that we talk about accountability. I can't remember. I think we might have talked about it, Paige, or maybe it was on another podcast.
Probably
I've been on so many
some
recently,
stupid
but
shit comes up.
anyway, but accountability is one of those things where you can get online and act like you're this perfect person, and you never make mistakes, whatever, blah blah blah, and then in real life you don't give a
You're
fuck.
touching kids or something. You're like, yeah, it's like,
You, like, for example, all the people like, I'm boycotting Chick-fil-A because they're anti-gay, right? And I'm like, okay, cool. And then the next day they're in the fucking drive-thru. I'm like, what the
yeah,
the
I'll get a
fuck?
number one.
That's
with
what I'm saying.
Polynesian
Like that
sauce.
accountability shit is just dumb. So like people are like, oh, R. Kelly, I would never support his music. You get him in a bar, Bump and Grind comes on, they're like, yes, my mind's telling me no. And they're like singing along with it. And I'm like, okay, like really?
Yeah.
So
it's actually a pretty fitting song to the story as well.
maybe.
Body's telling me
Let's not,
Toxicity
yeah.
came out this past year, and like we all said, like, oh, we're not seeing this movie, and we all saw them.
Well, I
Like,
mean, look,
when it came down to it,
there's no way. Look, I'm just gonna put this out there. Then we're gonna move on to Dagoneer's comments here. There's no way a game like Hogwarts Legacy
I
becomes
was just
as
about to mention
popular
that.
if a bunch of people who said they were gonna
Yeah.
boycott it didn't
Mhm.
buy it. Give me a break.
Harry Potter.
Apparently, the game was all right. Wasn't the greatest, but
Give
it
me
was
a break.
okay.
I'm boycotting it, and then they get off the internet. They're like,
Wait, what was the movie that
download
everyone was
game.
boycotting?
Movie? Which movie?
Was a movie just mentioned? I know you mentioned Hogwarts
The
Legacy.
Flash,
mentioned a
I
movie.
said.
Oh, the
What?
Flash.
The Flash. The Flash.
Oh, The Flash.
Yeah, 'cause,
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, because Ezra kidnapped people
sorry.
in there.
I've already said that I don't think a boycott alone can kill a movie. There's a lot of factors that go into like why a movie doesn't actually, work. Dagoneers here said there's a reason why indie media is successful, because they're fresh ideas like analog horror, like Greylock, Vita Carnis, Mandela Catalog have way better stories than most modern horror. And the reason why I brought this up is we see a lot of independent people creating all kinds of media, from comic books to animation to movies. I mean, there's even studios that are not part of Hollywood, like A24, that are now seeing a big bump in like the work they're doing because of how good it is. Hollywood, and we have to recognize this, when it comes to these bigger companies like Disney, Warner Brothers, Universal, whatever, the risk versus reward has to make sense for the people investing, the board of directors, the CEOs. They all have to decide that they're willing to take a risk on
Yeah, they're
something.
going for safe and guaranteed.
Right. So they're like, hey, we'll put out a Black Superman movie if we think that that movie will give us money back. They never do anything because they're just trying to do it for the goodness of their heart.
They're not
It's
doing it out of good faith. They're doing it out
Yeah.
of what am I getting back?
Yeah. So that's why independent creators get an opportunity to do something different because they don't have to play by the same rules. However, that does actually require community help. You know what I mean? So, all right, we're going to wrap up here in a minute, but we have a couple more things very quickly we're going to go through. This is the one I wanted to talk about. It's not a lot to discuss, but I just want to kind of gauge the chat's feelings about it as well as you guys. Anybody going to see Beetlejuice 2? Is anybody going to see this movie?
I might, because I love the first movie, and this one doesn't look half bad.
Yeah.
I'm nervous because I love
I kind of have to laugh at the Beetlejuice because you don't see the third one.
There's bad ways to do that, like the fan force stick. Do you remember that? That was awful, and how they put the numbers in the titles or whatever. This is actually a funny and clever way to like call it the second movie without. It's a double entendre basically.
But now I need a third one before we can have.
No, well that's the thing. Do they do the third one? Because then it's a risk. Because then Beetlejuice, like, you know what happens when you say it 3 times.
Yep.
So,
They already pretty much say it 3 times because you have the Beetlejuice and then Beetlejuice.
Well, Pagey stopped before he said it because he knew that if he said it the third time,
mate, you don't want Beetlejuice showing up.
Is it still Michael Keaton though? Because that dude's like 100.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, he's in makeup. He's in a lot of makeup. Like,
Well, yeah, I feel like Michael Keaton's looked the same for the past 10 years anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's like a minor Steve Martin. Like he's looked the same for about 50 years.
I feel like we're gonna see photos of him in the makeup, and it's gonna be like nothing ever changed. I feel like they're gonna look very similar to the way.
Well, it's weird because I think most of the cast is back. I think it's like Winona Ryder. I think even Catherine O'Hara's in it. I don't know if who's the I don't know who the other person I'm trying to think of is. Oh no, I'm thinking of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Sorry, I'm thinking of the wrong movie.
I'm trying to see
Alec Baldwin showing up.
Yeah,
So
Steve Martin's
this
looking like 40 something. They do look like 50.
Winona Ryder, Jenny Ortega is playing Lydia's daughter. Okay, I'm down for that. Monica Bellucci as Beetlejuice's. What is this? I guess his wife. Wait, no.
Oh, she fine
really?
too.
Anyway, William Dafoe is in it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be good.
That's kind of high.
Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine
Baldwin
O'Hara,
and
Jenny
Beetlejuice?
Ortega, Justin Theroux,
Nice.
Monica Bellucci, and William Dafoe are all in it. So
There we go. I'm not wrong. It's just that he's in both things, and it's
Yeah.
a similar positions. He's in the exact same position in
Yes, it's similar
fucking
role.
Rocky Horror Picture Show as well. Yeah. Do the time
Yeah.
there.
I was yes, I know who she was in the movie. I was just reading from this site. It was wrong. But the fact that Tim Burton is doing this makes me very excited to know that this is going to feel authentic, because a lot of times when they do these remakes, they try to cash in on them by like, oh, we're going to do something different and edgy. And I feel like this is going to be a very true sequel. Because I'll be honest, that fourth Matrix movie, even though it was kind of the same, it was not that great, but this feels like it might actually be good. So.
My only worry about it is my only worry is that like the first Beetlejuice was like Tim Burton's like entry point, so it wasn't very high budget. With this one, they probably give him like a stupid budget for it.
Yeah.
At least in comparison to that first one. So that's my only concern. It's like, does it just go and try and be too much? I think there was set photos, and it looks like it's sort of the same shtick. But I mean,
so for reference, the first Beetlejuice came out in 1988, and the budget was only $15 million.
This got him Batman. Like this got him Batman.
Yeah, it really did.
Hold on, let's see.
Wait, did Pee-wee come out before? Yeah, Pee-wee came out before Beetlejuice, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite
I
movies.
would think so. Yeah, I remember watching Pee-wee.
Yeah, there's no estimated budget for this film yet. I was just trying to see if there was one, but there doesn't seem to be. I'm really excited about it, so we'll see. All right, so with that being said, it is time to get into our last little segment. This is going to be a very quick run through. There are 4 options here, and the name of this segment, which I kind of have too much fun with this, is
What are you? I'm Batman.
So the title of it is What Are You? I'm going to bring up pictures of superheroes from the comics, superheroes or supervillains, and they're extremely obscure. And I'm curious if anybody here on stream or in the chat know who these characters are. All right, so put on your thinking caps, and here we go. This is the first one. Let's see. We'll go with this one first, and I'll make it larger so we can see the character. Who is this character? You can give wrong answers if you want. Like, it's totally okay to give wrong answers.
Is it?
I will say, look at where that star is placed on the suit. I just want to point out
Star Balls or something.
I can't place.
Creature Commando.
Before I have seen.
I'll give you a hint. It's a character from Image Comics, so he's from.
I figured it was Image Comics. Yeah,
I don't know.
1992
Commando.
92
Spider.
You say he came out in 92?
Yes, 1992.
No, I was 10.
Captain Lizard.
Is he from DC or Marvel?
Image. He's from Image.
Image. Okay.
So, anybody in the chat? Oh, look, people have name. Look, I can't imagine people have to know who this is because there's no way they found this that quickly, right?
Well, Super Patriot. I'm assuming.
Super Patriot's the character from Savage Dragon #1.
That's where I saw him from. I actually have some Savage Dragon comics there in
he's
storage.
Essentially supposed to be a version of Captain America from Image Comics, except he was created the same way that Bucky Barnes was created. He was experimented on by Nazis, so he's essentially a super soldier character from Image. The one thing that's kind of funny to me is back in the day, all these people left Marvel and DC and ended up just creating characters that were essentially the same as they were. Yeah. All right.
But to be fair, that's so they own the rights to them and they got paid more for them.
Yeah. All right. So let's do this one. This one's next. This one's pretty funny. All right. Here we go. There we go. Any ideas on who this character is?
Well, I'm assuming is it called Fat Fury?
Fat Fury.
Well, yeah. Well, that's part of his name. Yes.
This looks
why is he got a nipple on his head?
Is that a plunger? It looks like a plunger on his head.
Was it the nip?
No.
Oh.
I want to say this is from Image.
Fat Fury Ball.
Wait, where is he? Why is there a monkey in the background covering its eyes?
Maybe he's inappropriate. Maybe he's also inappropriate. I don't know.
Yeah, that monkey
is this like an Ice Spice reference with the?
No, it is not. Okay. So this is Herbie the Fat Fury. That's his name.
Herbie the
someone got it in the chat. Jeez.
What, like the love bug?
Did someone get it?
Yeah, Herbie.
So
yeah, someone got it.
Say that again.
Yeah. So December 1958 appeared in Forbidden Worlds number 73.
What brand?
American Comics Group. So
yeah, this way he looks borderline racist. Yeah, that fits.
Yeah, he was called Herbie became the Fat Fury when he wore his red long johns with a blue cape, a mask under his eyelids, and a plumber's plunger as a hat.
What is he?
What's a plunger?
A lollipop. That's how he got his powers. He would suck on lollipops, and that's how he got his powers. So,
isn't that the plot of that Jamie Foxx movie?
Wait, was it?
Don't they eat lollies or something, or take pills and they get powers?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
It was a shit movie, I think. From
that was so bad.
Okay,
and that'll get health back if she sucks on the lollipop.
We got two more here. Here goes the next one. Any thoughts on who this is?
Oh.
They look like they might be a part of the LGBT community.
I don't know about that one, but
basing off the rainbow and sorry, I thought that was
it's three colors.
Is it?
I have no idea.
Is it what brand?
All right, here's a hint connected to Legion of Superheroes. So that should tell you that the name is not going to be very complicated.
Black Saturn?
No.
Oh,
Cosmic Fire.
Rainbow Girl?
Rainbow Saturn?
Yep.
Is that a name?
Rainbow Girl. Her name is Rainbow Girl. Yes. So her powers were quite controversial. She was from 1963. She can emotionally manipulate people. That's what her powers are. So yeah, so she can literally use her
pretty much like
pheromones.
Rainbow Raider.
Well, I just thought all of them have girl or boy or lad or something at the end. So
yeah, so her pheromones allow her to emotionally manipulate people into doing what she wants. And
she's an Orion.
She was, but because of that, she was rejected from the Legion of Superheroes and became a member later on. But yeah, So that was kind of interesting. So, all right, we have one more, and this one is a Marvel character. So get on your Marvel thinking caps here. Let me pull up the picture. Last one, and I suspect a lot of people in chat are probably going to get this one. Anyway,
Spider-Ham.
here we go. Who is this character? We're talking about the one in the center there.
Okay, I was like, which one?
Yeah.
Is that an X-Men?
Let's say, was she from X-Force or something?
She is from the X family. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming her name is Becca, based off the panel art.
Well, yeah, her actual name, but
Okay, here's the deal. She was introduced and killed off in the same issue. That's
wow. Okay, no wonder I never heard of her.
right.
What's her powers?
Okay, so these are her powers. She can create seismic waves like earthquakes, but she can only do it when she's completely drunk.
Shocky.
That's shocking.
What do you think? Quake.
I'm looking in the chat. I'm looking at the chat. So her name is so weird. It doesn't have anything to do with her powers, but I just wanted to see. I'm going to give people a chance to figure out who it was or whatever.
Is it
Her name.
Hangover?
So because she drinks alcohol, you'd have to know the specific alcohol that she was drinking.
Degenerate?
At the time.
Lots of girl.
Yeah.
Corona?
Substance?
Jen Genie was her name.
Genie. Oh my
Jen
God.
Genie.
That's pretty
And
I'm gonna look this up.
Can I have another question? Who the fuck is the purple dude with the horns?
go
what
and
we're
read.
looking at
Go and
now.
read this
Dr.
era.
B character.
Go and read this era of X-Force. It's really fucking weird.
Okay,
It's a
it was
fucking
X-Force,
weird
I figured.
era of X-Force. Yeah, I believe. Let me see what year that she was introduced. If it's listed here, it's obviously 90s because that's X-Force. But
2001.
was it 2001?
Yeah. First X-Force 116 May 2001.
Oh, you looked up her name specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Death X-Force
So
116.
yes, Jen Genie was her name. And she was quite controversial because she had to be completely drunk to use her powers, which I don't know any mutant that had weird things like that, but that era of X-Force was a lot of, like, Chamber was a character that completely was missing like half of his face and his chest. So there was an era there of characters that their powers sort of like, I'm trying to think, honestly, it's kind of like the boys. Like, you have characters that have powers that sometimes hurt them. So maybe X-Force inspired the boys. Maybe that's where I don't have to look and see, but I feel like it's, so it's not 90s at all. So it was early 2000s.
Yeah. And that explains it because that's when I really stopped being into comics like hardcore. Was
Really?
early
So
2000s,
that's so. Just a question: who here still actively reads comics, and who gave up reading comics?
I may get back in because I hear the new X-Men is good.
It is.
I stopped because I was wasting my money and they weren't very good.
Okay. And 3Dub?
I read comics, but I get mine for free. So
Oh my god. Here we go. Darren, are you reading anything currently or no?
No, I'm reading the Hunger Games books.
I actually have I've been reading the new Alan Scott, the Tim Sheridan Alan Scott series. That was really good. I actually paid $100 for the complete prologue to the X-Men Inferno from the 80s and 90s. I was trying to get the whole thing because that's one of those event things that kind of crossed over into multiple different comics. So it's like it was an X-Men, it was an Avengers, it was in this, it was in that. So in order to get it all, you have to buy like one issue of everything. So I'm trying to find it in like a collection so that I can have it all. But I got the prologue to that, which I didn't even know existed, and I'm kind of working through that right now. But there's a few interesting things out there. Comics are getting better. They did kind of go through a lull for me, like the last 7 or 8 years where they weren't putting out a ton of like interesting stuff for me. But the last 2 or 3 years have been really, really good. So yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I had some other topics, but we're already at the hour and 20-minute mark, and so I want to wrap it up. But look, we're going to do this again, or I'll be doing this again next Thursday. And I'm almost at the bottom of my drink here, so this is going to be really interesting when I go back and play Baldur's Gate completely.
Oh, you're going to be...
Woo!
Yeah. Before you go, who are you romancing in Baldur's Gate 3?
I'll tell you the characters that are trying to romance me, and one of them is Lizelle, who...
Yeah, she She wants to bang everybody. Once you prove yourself, she wants to bang anybody.
Yeah, Lizelle and someone that I don't even have in my party. I guess because of the conversations we had early on was Asterion. I think the vampire guy or whatever.
Yeah, he's cool. He's one of my favorites.
Anyway, he's been trying to like pick my character up for a while now. But Lizelle is relentless. Although I've been very mean to Shadowheart, she does not like me. So
I don't like Shadowheart either. She's all right, but
yeah, we're talking like completely different language for people that are not playing Baldur's Gate.
I was like, out of context, this sounds very silly.
So Baldur's Gate, basically your party members, you can romance the characters in your party. These are all party members. So, but let's see here. Did you hear rumors DC is making their own Ultimate Universe, which makes no sense because Earth One exists? Look, they're trying everything. These comic book companies are trying everything.
Yeah, DC is just throwing darts at a wall, seeing what sticks.
Yeah. So let me turn off this banner here and give everybody a chance to say their piece before we go. You can find 3Dub at 3Dub Edits pretty much everywhere. You're even on Blue Sky now. I didn't realize that.
And also, well, I did follow you, so just check.
I actually, Blue Sky again didn't have enough functionality for me, so I just kind of stopped using it.
Yeah,
the DMs are on the map book for this year.
That's what I need. If they had DMs, it has everything I need except for DMs. I have to have my DMs.
As soon as DMs hit, I'm officially off Twitter.
Yeah, 100%. Omega, you are still doing your DeviantArt stuff?
Yeah, so you can find my stuff on DeviantArt, or if you really want to find the naughty stuff, go to rendererotica.com.
Render Erotica?
I'm not even kidding. I am not even kidding. I do.
No, I believe you. I'm just like, what is that? Like, that name's not even subtle. It's not even subtle.
It sure isn't.
They're just
What's
like,
it meant to be? Like, these are nice family-friendly pictures.com. Like, what do you want the website?
At least DeviantArt is a creative name. Render Erotica. Like, that's
this is what filth is. Want to see some filth? Go there. Look my name up. You'll see what I've been making.
Like the very subtle name of Pornhub. Like, what do
you know what you're getting, I guess. Except with X, because X sounds like an actual adult site, but it's literally not. So that's kind of funny.
Also, I might be streaming. I don't know. It's just whenever I feel like it. So whenever you want to catch one of my streams,
Pokimane is on YouTube now, apparently. So
I don't care about Pokimane.
And we have you can find Pagey on YouTube. That's really the most active he is. He doesn't really have other places.
PP Pants.
Twitter, so yeah,
PP Pants.
And we have Darren who does the pipeline. And do you have other podcasts? Or that's your main one? Is the pipeline?
Yeah, I stream on Mondays as well, just about all the shows that are currently
and Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Oh, wait, you're really streaming that much? Is that true?
Oh, no, he's guest.
Gotcha.
I'm everywhere nowadays.
He's on the Party Nation. He's also on Calco Creators.
Oh gosh. So the plan for this series, and we're going to start implementing this over the next month or so, is the idea of it being open bar, and the reason why it's called open bar is not just because I have guests that come on with me here, is that I will be able to give the link out to people in the chat who want to come on and talk. So if you're someone in the chat,
but
if you're
3 rules. For a woman, no boobies, no booby flash.
Oh yeah.
If you're a male,
no women. I was like, oh okay.
No, sorry. Well, that was a rule, but then I said to Eric, hey, let's not.
I was like, dang, all right.
That's a little strict. That's a little strict. No women. Okay. That might be a little
Are you drunk?
Rule number 2: if you're a male, no willies. No willies, no flashing.
Hey. Oh, no, here we go. Look.
And rule number 3, this is to all genders, large and small.
Yeah.
No buttholes. So that's just the 3 rules.
All right.
Oh, and I guess most importantly, actually, no, that's all. If you want to slur it up, you can slur it up. Eric has done it before, so... just no visual stuff.
The idea of the open bar is that people in the chat can jump on with us and talk. So even if you're not a content creator, say for example, you've been coming here for a while and you want to jump on, let me know. I can find you on, if you want to send me to your social media to send you the link, I will. because Paigey thought it was a bad idea for me to just put the StreamYard link up in the chat and let people.
Well, you gotta. That's where you gotta lay it to Willie's and everything. It's like literal sausage fest. Like I don't.
You gotta vet him a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll never forget. I think it was 3Dub stream maybe where someone jumped on and they put their picture up and it was like a.
There's someone
naked picture
literally
or
put their
like
penis on screen or something like that.
that was
Lance.
Was it Lance?
Oh,
Lance on your stream, and then Paigey like commented on it. And
No.
that was-
I remember
that
it was on
was-
somebody's stream
I think
where
it's
they
fine.
had like basically an open door policy. Somebody came on and their avatar was literally a penis.
Oh yeah, that was part of the mention. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of course. it
Oh,
was.
that is hilarious.
That thing that you're talking about, that was just verbal. That was about Eric's favorite character, John Bobbitt, or whatever his name is.
Oh no, it's not my favorite character.
Hashtag
Anyway,
stupid penis.
so that will be the evolution of the series. But for the first few weeks, I'm going to be inviting people on, and it might get a little messy or whatever. But we're going to have different games every week. Like this week was the guessing game. Next week we'll do something different. So it'll be a
Maybe I
different
should be in
game.
charge of games because that was arse, Eric. That last game.
No, that was a fun game. That was a fun game. You're the one that started everybody doing Jeopardy. That was your fault.
Yeah,
So,
that's my bad.
yeah. Anyway. All right. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you next time.